is up, everyone? It is all happening. It is real. I'm in Miami, and Mike K is right here. You can't see him. And we just finished the Coke Esports event yesterday with PSG, and I lost to Blaise Matuidi at FIFA. And I don't really want to talk about it because it hurts my feelings. So instead, let's talk about the weekend in Rewind. You know, word. And first up is Neymar, because casual fans, and there are a lot of them here in the States, and super fans were both treated to a very special performance by the Brazilian who is called the Golden Boy in his country. And amidst all the rumors surrounding his future, Neymar granted our request from Friday, which was just to entertain us. All we want for right now is to be entertained. It's the summertime. We want to see those skills. We want to see those tricks. Come on, entertain us. We just wanted to be entertained. He bagged 2 brilliant goals as Barcelona beat the old ladies by 2-1, and the second was just sensational. He picked up Messi's pass from outside the box and got into the box, and then coasted past 5 guys before firing home. And it was almost like he was auditioning for a lead role in a blockbuster movie that is set in the capital of France. As expected, this brilliant performance by Neymar only meant more fuel to the rumors. On Sunday morning, Marca reported that Neymar had agreed personal terms with PSG at a whopping £500,000 a week. That is crazy. And that PSG was ready to pay his release clause. Now, we knew that already. But by Sunday evening, Barcelona's future club president and #1 Real Madrid troll Pique stated Neymar would be staying via an Instagram post of a picture with both of the players that captioned "Se queda," which is Spanish for "he stays," to which fellow teammate Ivan Rakitic wrote "Vamos!" Well, I say Neymar is not human. For him to go out and play as cool and calm and collected as he did while dribbling through Juve defenders like they were cones, when all of this massive speculation is going on about him, is incredible. And I really feel like he'd be a great poker player. Like, you just couldn't read what's going on, even if he did have that band-aid over his nose. I really like that band-aid. And can we take a moment to give it up for defenders, because in what feels like the first time ever, defenders are being valued as much as attackers in this transfer window, or at least by Manchester City, who have spent £309 million on goalkeepers and defenders since 2014, including £79 million combined on Monaco's Benjamin Mendy and Dani Carvajal's backup at Real Madrid, Danilo. So City better be good defensively this season. They have to, I mean, it's a must now, I think, at this point. And also, it would help because they could rub it in Manchester United's faces if they're better defensively, because United's new signing, Victor Lindelof, could be a bust. And okay, I know it's early and it's preseason, but he gave away a clumsy tackle that led to a penalty in United's 1-1 draw against Real Madrid this past weekend. And honestly, it just looks like he's been out of place every time he stepped on the field. So if he's not an improvement over what they had, then United's defense could be in for a long season. Also, can we give it up for the old war horses that are still carrying the U.S. men's national team? Tim Howard made clutch save after clutch save in the U.S.'s best performance of the Gold Cup, a 2-0 victory over a very game Costa Rica. And then Clint Dempsey came off the bench to set up Josie Altidor's eventual game winner before he scored one of his own off of a tasty free kick, which if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It was very clever on the ground, but very well placed, which is his 57th for his country and ties him with Landon Donovan for the most goals in U.S. men's national team history, which he should break now that Mexico isn't in the final, because surprisingly, Clint has never scored against the Mexicans. But before I get to giving Mexico a "no mames way" for losing to Jamaica on a very good free kick from New York Red Bulls left back Kamar Lawrence in the 89th minute, I want to talk about Clint Dempsey some more, because after his performance against Costa Rica, I'm thinking he might be best suited being our super sub moving forward. He's 34 years old, so he has a lot of mileage on those legs. So I say let the younger guys tire out the other team for 60 minutes or so. Then he can come on fresh and make shit happen, because that's what he does. He makes shit happen. Now, I doubt he'd be too happy with that, because, you know, he always wants to be the starter and be the guy. But if he embraced the role, he would definitely beat Landon's record by probably 5 or 10 more goals. And wouldn't you want that to really own the record? I would. Now let's talk about Mexico, because I know they didn't bring their A team to the tournament. That group was at the Confederations Cup, which ended up getting beat by Germany's U23s. They're pretty close to their U23s, 4-1 in the semifinals which was pretty embarrassing. So manager Juan Carlos Osorio, if he's still the manager after you guys see this video, decided to risk embarrassment again by bringing his B- team to this tournament, and they lost to Jamaica for the first time ever in the Gold Cup, so say it with me, no mames way! Ja, 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 ja. The funny part though is, if the US lost, it would have been like, it's because MLS sucks. But when Mexico loses, it's because Liga MX sucks. Nobody ever says that. And I find that really interesting. I don't know. Why? And while we're talking about the beautiful game in North America, I want to give a shout out to my BFF, Megan Rapinoe, for scoring a hat trick for the Seattle Reign in their epic 5-4 win over Sky Blue FC. Now, my favorite part about this game was that it was 1-0 at half. Then Seattle went up 4-0, only to give up 4 goals in 15 minutes. So the score was 4-4 before Megan scored a banger with 3 minutes left to win it. And what a game that was. If you guys can see the highlights, it was a very good game. And speaking of what a game, I want to give a shout out to reigning MLS MVP David Villa for leading NYCFC to a huge victory over the hottest team in MLS, the Chicago Fire. The hottest in fire. Yeah, pun intended. NYCFC won that game 2-1 while being down a man for 80 minutes, which puts the Patrick Vieira managed club in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference, only 1 point behind Chicago and 3 points behind the best team in the whole league, Toronto FC. And speaking of the best team in the whole league, Liga MX kicked off their new season with the defending champions Chivas Guadalajara failing to win at home after a goalless draw with Toluca, which was somewhat expected since they were without 6 of their first team players, while their hated rivals, this is probably the best part, Club America, suffered a 1-0 defeat at home, which has to be only considered a mere result for them. However, the biggest news of the opening day came from Tigres, where new signing Enner Valencia scored a hat-trick in a 5-0 win over Puebla, which matches the 3 goals he scored for Everton in 21 appearances last season. I wonder how that tastes, Everton. Also, despite Tigres' front 3 of Enner Valencia, Eduardo Vargas, who kills it when he plays for Le, and Andre Pierre Gignac, giving Puebla a proper ass-kicking, and me acknowledging that yes, Puebla is definitely not the best club in Mexico, you do have to admit that this trio would pose a serious threat to just about every defense this season in any league around the world, not just in Mexico, any league. And fun fact for you, Enner Valencia is no stranger to this league. The Ecuadorian played for Pachuca in the 2014 season, and he scored 18 goals in 23 appearances and claimed the Golden Boot that year before sealing a £12 million move to West Ham. So it's clear he just wants his Golden Boot back. All right, that's it. That's all I got. I love you all, and I think Mike K does too. Later.